Hey friends, welcome to 1 Minute with Monée, a podcast where we help busy adults live life with balance and harmony 1 minute at a time. I'm your host Monée, owner of Time Managed LLC, a full-service concierge and personal assistant business in Atlanta, Georgia. Visit our website, timemanagedllc.com, for more information about our services. Every week, I'll share tips for how you can manage your lifestyle and tackle your to-do list efficiently. Before we get into our discussion, let's listen in to our quick tip for the week. Hey friends, welcome to the next edition of 1 Minute with Monée. Today, I get to share one of my passions, a hobby that I love, and that is travel. There is not a trip that is too big or too small. I guarantee you there are experiences in your own backyard or close to where you live that you can plan to vacation in. Now, I love a good travel hack. I track flights using Hopper or Google Flights. I use sites such as Skiplagged or cheapcaribbean.com and many more websites for last minute deals or just deals in general. Now, if there is a country that I want to go to or an experience that I want to have, I use sites such as TripAdvisor to do research and plan, and this lays the foundation for a good budget. So there is a way to make those plans for those extravagant trips, and you also can find low-cost trips right in your backyard. Let me know in the comments what's new and exciting for you and what adventure you're planning. Until next time, be well and be balanced. All right, so now let's dive a little bit deeper into our topic of travel planning. So we are going to explore the intersection of intention, creativity, and adventure. I love to travel, so this is one of my favorite topics to talk about. I have a plan for my year where I'd like to go, and once those main trips are scheduled, if something comes along where there's a concert that I might want to go to out of state, or a friend has a trip that they want me to go on with them, then I know what those big trips are throughout my year, so that if any of those ad hoc requests come through, I can then plan those trips in between some of the other bigger trips that I have going on. So right now it's spring season, and you may be thinking about spring break. Summer travel might be coming up for you, but even though we know travel is something that we all enjoy and perhaps need, there's some science behind why getting away matters. So whether it's a quick getaway or a long adventure, it's something that anybody can benefit from. So some people like to make spontaneous travel plans. Other people might have extravagant spreadsheets. So whether you are either type of those travelers, this episode is for you. So let's get into it. Now, the science of vacation and unplugging. Science tells us that taking time off isn't just about relaxation. It's about renewal, creativity, and even relationships. So did you know that taking a vacation can actually improve your health? Studies show that people who take regular breaks experience lower stress levels, better sleep, and even a stronger immune system. So there was a study done in 2019 by the American Psychological Association, and it says that employees who take regular time off are less likely to experience burnout, and they also report higher overall well-being. Sounds like a no-brainer to me. But it's not just about the individual benefits. If you travel with your families, like I said, spring break is coming up. So if you do have children who are out, make the most of that time together, because it says that families who travel together, they report stronger bonds and improved communication. There was another study done at the University of California. They found that shared experiences such as travel, they do create lasting memories and deepen connections between family members. I can attest to this. My family and I have been traveling for a very long time, and this can be anything from a road trip that's just a few hours away. We've traveled cross country on the road. Of course, now that they're older, it's much easier and less stressful to fly. But we have done everything from, like I said, the cross country travel to international travel to several weeks away from our home where we're exploring the world. Now, our last study that I want to share with you is a study that was published in 2017 in the Harvard Business Review. And that says that people who have found that they can take time away from work, it can boost their problem-solving skills and inspire new ideas. So whether you're an entrepreneur, an artist, or just somebody who wants to think outside the box, the vacation might be just what you need to recharge. So you don't have to make your vacation luxury, but we do know it's a necessity. No matter how much time that you have, you can make a great plan for travel. So let's talk a little bit about timing and planning. So I'm going to break this down into 3 categories. We're going to talk about short-term planning, medium-term planning, and long-term planning. So let's take spring break for an example for our short-term planning. So if you have not planned your spring break yet, it is not too late. It can be, you can be very flexible and spontaneous. Some people actually thrive on making last minute decisions, and some people find it very stressful. But I'm here to let you know that it can be stress-free, and you can create a great itinerary and have a great plan for a vacation, even if it is at the last minute. A few quick tips that I would love to share with you is think about what's in your own backyard. So I live in the Atlanta area, and within 3 to 5 hours, I can be at a beach. I can be in the mountains. I can travel to Alabama. We can go to Louisiana, Florida. So we have so many options that are just a quick drive away. There's also so many state parks in Georgia, a few national parks that we can explore. So a staycation can be included in your travel plans. Now, if you want to fly somewhere, there are websites that you can go to see who has last minute deals. So Delta Vacations typically has last minute deals. Again, you can try Hopper, like I mentioned in our 1 minute snippet. But if you just Google last minute vacation ideas or try some of your favorite websites, you can find inexpensive flights to some destinations that may be on your list to travel to, or you can even see those results and maybe they can spark some ideas for you. But the key is to start small. Don't overcommit. Don't make it more stressful than it has to be. A couple days out of the spring break would suffice. You don't have to plan something for the entire week. It can be a long weekend. So be creative and don't think that you have to spend a lot of money to have a quality vacation. The next thing is to pack smart. So if you travel on any of the budget airlines, know that you can be charged for your bags, whether it's a carry-on or a check bag, which might increase the price of that particular flight. So if you are adventurous, you do want to travel on one of those budget airlines, make sure that you are a master packer. So you may have heard about the Ranger roll, or if you have packing cubes, but think about small, compact type packing, and that will add to your savings for these last minute trips. Also, think about flexibility when you're doing short term. So maybe it's not spring break, but you might want to have a trip within the next month to, let's say, 3 months. Perhaps your dates are flexible. You can stay in a vacation rental, see who might be having a deal that way, or even in a hotel. If you do a vacation rental versus a hotel or an Airbnb, things of that nature, you can plan to cook your meals instead of dining out every night. And so that's another budget-friendly, money-saving tip that I also offer. Now let's shift gears to medium-term planning. So this can be a planning trip, let's say within the next quarter. So let's say the 3 months. Can you believe that we are almost halfway through the year? So if you're thinking about travel for the summer, let's say June through August, you should start planning now. So this is a busy time of year to travel. So the flights may be a little more expensive, but planning ahead can help you secure the best deals and to avoid the crowds. So again, use your resources online. You can find which weekends may be cheaper. You can find research about when the busiest times are. For instance, if you want to go to Disney, when are the days of the week that maybe you should go where the crowds are a little less hefty. So again, budgeting is really important, even if you are traveling within that 3-month time frame. So that can include when you are budgeting, that can include your accommodations, how you're going to get there, the activities that you want to do when you get there. The next thing after you have set your budget is to research the destination to make sure that any of your interests, you are planning that in your itinerary. So whether you're going to the beach or to the mountains, or if there's some cultural experiences that you want to try while you're there, make sure that you are doing the research ahead of time and then making it a plan throughout your time there. Now, I do love a good plan for traveling. I have an itinerary typically for most of the days that I do travel. However, everyone is not like that. Some people like to get to their location and then decide there, or they may like to go with the flow. So I am a little bit in the middle. I can be a little bit in the middle because my family is not they don't always like structure. Sometimes they want to rest, and I will have us going from sunup to sundown sometimes. But the happy medium actually is finding those things in that area that you are traveling to. What is the top priority of things that you want to see and do? So the research is important. Planning certain things on certain days is important. However, also planning those days where maybe it's a free day or a rest day. So you have that flexibility to just lay around if you want to, or explore on your own and be a little bit more spontaneous. So one of the advantages that you have right now for traveling over the summer is that you can book early. So those flights, hotels, and attractions that fill up quickly, start to look at those now, do your research, make your reservations, start making your plan. You don't have to have everything fully baked, but at least start looking, because right now you may be able to find some good deals and you don't have to pay a premium for some of those last minute decisions that you may make. Now let's switch gears to long-term planning. So if you are traveling or want to travel 6 months or more out, this is where the magic really happens. So this allows you to explore destinations that require a little bit more time and preparation, such as international trips or extended stays. So a few years ago, we took a 3-week vacation, and I call it the Williams Family Mini World Tour, where we flew into Naples in Italy because I wanted the kids to experience a pizza festival. So that was the main reason for us going to Naples. And then I also wanted to go to a music festival in Portugal around the same time. Those were the 2 main attractions that I knew for sure that I wanted to be a part of my itinerary. The last thing is that my husband wanted to go to Morocco. So those are the 3 main things that I had to plan for. And so everything in between was kind of based on my research, based on what I think my children would enjoy, based on a little bit of downtime. And so it was a very fun trip to plan because we got to see very different cultures across those 3 countries. And I was able to kind of flex between what my kids would enjoy, what my husband and I would enjoy, and what I would enjoy individually when I had my solo time. So a few tips. You don't have to start as big as a 3-week trip to Europe or Africa, but you can start small with long-term planning. If you are more comfortable, start with a shorter amount of time and then build up from there. The luxury that you have right now is that you can save money early, so you can have a dedicated savings account for your particular trip and contribute a little bit each month. Also, research visas and requirements. So if you are planning a trip internationally, make sure you know and understand the visa process and any health requirements, such as shots and immunizations, I should say, for those countries that you're visiting. So to summarize what we talked about, so regardless of whether you are traveling near or far, or whether you have 1 month or 6 months or more to plan, the key is to having a budget. And if you can set some money aside to save, but if not, there are ways that you can plan and allocate funds according to the type of vacation that you want to have. Definitely use your travel hacks. That is my second tip. Look for package deals. Again, this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are traveling in the short term or long term. Vacation packages are very popular for deals, especially when they include flights and hotels. Look at your credit card points or miles for flights if you are a frequent flyer. This also applies to accommodations such as hotels. Also, you can consider staying in a vacation rental. So there's tons of options there. The 2 that come to mind are VRBO and Airbnb. And last but not least, plan for unexpected costs. So although you may have a budget, make sure you are not spending every dime of that money that you set aside, because things could come up. So you do want to make sure that you have a little bit of extra money just in case there are any incidentals that you did not plan for. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will continuously share tips and tricks, so make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. And if you have questions for me, I can definitely help you. This will be my plug for the travel side of my concierge service. It's called Travel Maven. If you want to attend one of our trips that we have planned with us, you can. The trip that we're going on this summer is to Nice, France. It's going to be an amazing 8-day adventure. Take a visit to our website at www.yourtravelmaven.com. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me this week. Let's continue the conversation on social media at 1 Minute with Monée on all channels. Also, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform. Until next time, be well and be balanced.